In this very first episode, I am bringing you a lot of melodic music. I will try to give my best. Also, I am open for any kind of suggestion, idea, or submitting your music. Hope you will enjoy.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are live and we welcome you in our cozy chat to start our today's Pecha-Kucha. How are you? Everything is all right? I'm happy. So, what are we going to do today? If you are not familiar with the format of Pecha-Kucha, we will introduce you to it in the most common way. So, just relax, grab a drink or some snacks, and we will have our first speaker in like 5 minutes. But first of all, we need to get rid of music just to have a clear sound of myself, and then we will add one by one our speakers, and just we'll enjoy and have a good time. So, dear ladies and gentlemen, my name is Artyom, and I will be your host for today. Strange, but when I switch from Russian to English, I start sounding like I'm hosting a morning radio show or a boxing match. Maybe that's because I've watched too many of them, I don't know. And today, in the red corner, well, today we have actually 6 corners, 6 speakers. What is this shape? Hexagon? No, it's not boxing, it's MMA. Okay, today you are having a host who speaks English so rarely that it looks like a miracle for him when someone from another country can understand a set of sounds his mouth produces. So, broken English is accepted. That's because I'm a host. So, today we have speakers from different countries, and some of them use English as their native language, but for others, English is second or maybe even the third. So, what is Pecha-Kucha all about? It's about ideas, inspiration, motivation, collaboration, and any other action that has a positive meaning. We love this project for its overwhelming, mind-blowing, astonishing, marvelous, and hyper-positive simplicity. Yes, everything you need to know about Pecha-Kucha is its 2 rules. First rule is for speakers. They have 20 slides and 20 seconds for each slide. That's it. And the second rule is for our audience. For you guys, everything you need to know is just listen to our dear speakers, and then after their performance, you can ask them questions. So use our chat wisely and ask what comes to your mind. Okay, well, I have one statement that is also very important. If stream will accidentally shut down, we must have a plan for this situation. I hope it won't happen, but every building has fire escape plan. In case of emergency, just go straight to this channel's title page, and new stream will appear in a few minutes if something will happen. But fingers crossed, we won't need to use this information. Okay, now I guess we are ready to start, and it's not my podcast, it's Pecha-Kucha, so we need speakers, and we have the first speaker who is actually very special for us. It's this man, Mark Ditham. He has his theme labeled here on your screen, Inspire the World. And who is he, may someone wonder? Well, he is actually, he founded Pecha-Kucha. So It's we are very grateful that we have a chance to call him. So we will use some generic video messenger, but you will recognize it by its sound because you will hear it, and we will call him right now. Okay, let me find him in my huge list of speakers for today. Mark. Okay, let's call him and dance. Yes. Can you feel his appearing right now? Hey, Mark, hello.
How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. And how are you?
Yeah, I'm very good.
Wow.
It's been quite funny. I'm watching you on YouTube over here, so it's all fantastic. It's all working. Great to see you.
Great to see you. Well, what time is it in Tokyo?
It's midnight here, yeah.
Oh. So
that's okay. We're used to that. So
when do you go to sleep?
Yeah, that's a good question. I have a 6:30 start, so there'll be a bit of time in between. No problem.
Okay, so let me introduce you to our audience. Mark is a frequent guest speaker at international design events. He's taught at universities in Japan and beyond, and in 2000, year of 2000, was awarded an MBE, Member of the British Empire, for services to British design in Japan. And in 2003, Mark and Astrid devised Pecha-Kucha Night as an event for Tokyo designers to meet and share their work. It was now grown into an international network with events running in our 1,200 cities around the globe, inspiring creatives worldwide. Wow. So, Mark, we never met before. So, first of all, I need to say that it's an honor to have you here on our cozy stream and have a conversation with the founder of our beloved project. So,
thank you.
Welcome. And, you are like a father to me. You're like a father. I mean, for all our local Pecha-Kucha.
It's really amazing. It's really amazing in this moment of social distancing. This project has actually brought us much closer together, and the fact that we can talk now on Skype or on Zoom is really incredible. And it's very interesting that we can have speakers from all around the world coming to your city, and we'd like to invite you to present in our virtual projects a little bit later. So it's really fantastic. And congratulations. Is this your 52nd Pecha-Kucha Night?
Yes, it's 52nd. Well,
that's amazing. Your top cities, amazing.
We saw a city that has like 200 already.
No, there's not 200. We're over 100. Tokyo is 172 because we run them every month, or we have been running them every month. And I think the next big city is Providence, Rhode Island in the US. That's just over 100. But you're really getting up there. So congratulations and thank you for all your Pecha-Kucha passion. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Oh, it's a great honor for us actually to have this event, and it inspired a lot of people. And we, we discover talents that are near us. But if there was no Pecha-Kucha, we couldn't find them.
That's the key thing, yeah. That I think everybody has a story, but nobody knows who does what in a town. You live in a town, but you don't know that there's a National Geographic photographer living next door. And so this is really, we say like a speaker's corner. It's a stage for the world. And I think that's why it's been so successful, because there isn't a platform like this for normal people. There are many platforms for famous people and people who have just written books, very top down. But we say that Pecha-Kucha is a very bottom-up network. And so anybody can present. My mother presented when she was 70, and Astrid, the co-founder, her daughter presented when she was 5. So anybody can present.
Yeah, we actually also had young speakers, but never had speakers of an old age. We have well, a horizon to find. Okay, so Mark, I have a question, and I think Chad will also have some questions. But first of all, we need to hear your inspirational performance.
Oh no, pressure. Let me have a drink.
Okay, what do you need to?
Okay, to go.
You're ready. So, okay, let me help you with this. I'll I'll share you my screen, so you see the screen, right? And now you see the presentation.
Perfect.
Yes?
So you just have to press play.
Yes, yes. But first of all, I will prepare everything for our audience so they can see it too. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, here we have Mark and his beautiful presentation. And Mark, it will start in 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Okay, are we running?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so hello from Tokyo. My name is Mark Dytham, and I'm one of the co-founders of Pechakcha Night. It's really great to be speaking to you tonight from Tokyo, where we held a one-off event, and since then it's spread to 1,233 cities, and we're really pleased that we're presenting here tonight. A bit of a background: I have a day job. I'm an architect, and along with Astrid Klein, as I say, my business partner, and Yukinari Hisayama, we run Klein Dytham Architecture here in Tokyo. And this is one of our projects. It's on the main crossroads in Tokyo, and it's a headquarters building, a headquarters showroom for Nissan. This is also one of our projects. It's a wedding chapel. In Japan, there's no planning restrictions. We can do crazy things. And this is designed like a wedding veil. So when the groom picks up the bride's veil, this swings open, and it's perforated with 4,700 acrylic lenses like a veil. We also run an art space called Super Deluxe, and we've been running that for many years. And when it started, we didn't have enough events. And so we were thinking of what could we do to fill up the space. But also because we're architects, we have a Monday morning meeting. And because of Keynote and digital photography, we started a show and share format in the office every Monday. We still have them. And we thought, why don't we take that format to Super Deluxe and see what other architects are doing and what they've visited and what they like. And Pechakcha Night started. And because architects talk too much, we gave this very simple format of 20 images shown for 20 seconds each. And that just, it keeps the presentations short and concise and allows you to have many speakers on an evening, and you keep on time. Pechakcha means the sound of chit-chat in Japanese. It's an onomatopoeia, so it's Pechakcha, Pechakcha, Pechakkucha. And that is, a really fun way. It's become kind of a part of our brand now. It doesn't matter how you say it. It can be PK, Pecha-Kucha. It's not Machu Picchu. It's not Projector Night. And we're also really interested, as you said before, in hidden heroes. This guy makes construction fences around some of the biggest skyscrapers in Tokyo. He's never spoken before, but he made a fantastic presentation. So why has Pechakcha become so popular? I think one of the reasons is it's a really simple format. Just 20 images, a very nice story arc, a start, a middle, and an end. And it's fun, it's fast, and it's friendly. And anybody can make presentations, and that's what is so endearing about it. We also want you to look, listen, and think. There's no video. There's no moving text along the bottom. There's no Anderson Cooper. There's no CNN. It's just simple images, and the image is the most important thing, not necessarily the speaker. And so we want you to concentrate and think about the images and what's being said. And the restriction is also very good. It means that there's a level playing field. So whether you're a famous architect or a student, you get exactly the same format. So it's like a Big Mac. You know what you're going to get. So those 400 seconds are really leveling. And I think that's a really fantastic charm about the presentation too. The other thing, it's a format, 20 slides, 20 seconds, but it's also a fantastic community. And thank you for being a part of that. And that's one of the reasons why it's kept going for over 17 years, because it's a circular format. The format encourages the community reinforces the format, and it keeps going. And the community is really important for all sorts of reasons. We had the earthquakes, tsunami, and nuclear issues in Japan, and the whole community got together to inspire Japan. Japan's inspired the world with its culture and its art, and the world at this really terrible moment, 9 years ago, the community wanted to inspire Japan back. And we had a big global event, and we've also been recording what's happened in these areas. So this on the left-hand side is what it's like to live in a temporary home. And on the right, it's a crowdsourcing radiation detection system. So PechaKucha's been capturing all these amazing presentations about the positivity in that area. So because we now have a big global issue, we've started PechaKucha Inspire the World. And we're having events all around the world. And you're kind of a part of that too tonight. Where we're asking people to share their positivity, their creativity, their good ideas. Like Tachagawa-san here from Nozaina, he's just taken a simple A4 folder, a clear folder, and with 2 cuts, you can make it into a PPE face mask. His video has been watched over 5 million times on YouTube. He's a great friend of ours, and there's a great presentation on our site. So we're archiving these, and it's a great resource for now, but also in the future. And what we've developed is a new format on the site called Pecha-Kucha Create. You just click the Create button on the top of the site. And anyone now online can make a Pecha-Kucha presentation. You simply upload 20 images, voice them, and share them with the rest of the world. So this is really fantastic for schools. It's really fantastic for offices. So please take a look at that. And it's also allowing us to do other things. We're running a global competition called Isolation Transformed with the World Architecture Festival. And here too, you just upload 20 images, 20 sketches, 20 Lego models, you photograph them with your iPhone and voice them and submit them to the competition. I think it's the first type of competition like that where architects can talk about what they're doing when they submit their presentations. We're also working with large organizations. This is the Frank Lloyd Wright Home and Studio in America, and we're running a national event with them with presentations coming live from fantastic architecture that he designed, like Falling Water and Unity Temple. This Inspire project, as I said, has grown. We started this about 6 weeks ago. We went live with our presentations 4 weeks ago. This event is our 17th event, and we'd really like to encourage you to do more and help inspire the world with the positivity from your city and from Russia, because there's going to be lots of great stories. We all have to work hard. So finally, I want to say thank you again. Thank you for supporting PechaKucha Night. Thank you for your PechaKucha passion. And thank you for 52 amazing events. And it's been fantastic being able to make a presentation to you.
Wow, thank you so much, Mark. It was a great, great performance. Well, I'm sorry for some sounds that interrupted your speech. I'll get rid of them. Okay, right now. So, Mark, we have lots of letters in chat, so I need to read something to distinguish some questions. But first of all, I have a question from myself.
Right.
Everyone has their own taste in topics as a part of an audience. So they favor something related to their sphere of interest more than anything else. That's why you can't be wrong with some, universal stories that touch everyone, like cats or sex. Let's hope that's different stories. As for me, I like watching how speakers play with format itself. They make not just presentation, but show a performance. They use this 2020 rule as their powers. What performances do you like to watch in Pecha-Kucha format?
I think I said it a little bit in that presentation. I like presentations from people that have never spoken before in public, and getting them on the stage for the first time and making them realize that they've got a really fantastic story to tell. They don't know that what they're doing is really important. It might be the baker in the town, it might be the window cleaner, but they've all got really interesting stories, and everybody is keen to hear them. So it's finding those hidden heroes. And that's what we try and do all the time in Tokyo. I think it's really important to make everybody in the community feel they're a part of the community, and that's what PechaKucha can do.
You're talking like there are like 3 people left in the world who you don't know. So, okay. So we have a question in chat. Do you speak Japanese?
もちろん、日本語大丈夫ですよ。もう、事務所の方でずっと日本語ですね。あと、東京のプチャクチャナイが、半分のプレゼンテーションは英語、半分は日本語。Yes, is the answer.
Arigato. That was a suffering for my ears. It's hard for me.
But Russian is very. Do you know that my wife is Russian, and my kids are half Russian, half British. But I'm not very. My Russian is very poor. So "привет" is about the only word I can get out.
So you can just greet your wife and then be silent, right?
They just laugh when I speak Russian. So anyway, but yeah, yes, I speak Japanese is the answer.
Okay, so I can't really find any questions. Everyone says says hi to you, and that's great. Actually, to see you not in picture but live.
No, but I also just want to ask you a question. Why did you get involved with Pecha-kucha? What was the how did this come about? Your connection with it?
My connection. Oh, all right. That happened. I'm a host of Pecha-Kucha in Vологde since its first event.
Oh, really? How?
I can't remember. So I was working. I was working in a co-working place as an administrator, and
right.
And well, I performed on stage in different shows and formats. And I guess organizers just asked me because they knew me in person. So maybe I can say that it happened by accident. But now I just have all the photos of all our events, and I can sit at my place and look how I'm getting older with Pecha-Kucha.
Yeah, it's the same for us, really. You know, it's been an incredible journey, and it somehow keeps getting better. We grow by 10 cities a month. It's really straight line growth for 17 years. It's not hockey stick, but it's just straight line, and new cities just keep appearing. And we don't ask people to run a city. So it says on the website down at the bottom, do you want to start a city? It doesn't say at the top, it's not flashing in lights. And people are realizing that it's a really great way. It's the key to the city. Once you're running a Pecha-kucha night, you can go to anyone and ask them if they'd like to present, you know, whether it's an architect or a doctor or the mayor. And so it's a really great way to network and understand who runs the city.
Yes. I agree with you with every word you say. We also have a small city in our region. Well, our city is small, but we have some smaller cities. And they also participate in Pecha-Kucha.
Right.
So that's great that they collaborate, all creatives, and make their way. So,
and I think it's also important to say that Pecha-kucha is about cities. It's not about countries. I think countries are an outdated format. And I think the power that cities have and the connection that you have within a city to other people makes a city really strong. So we're in Hong Kong, we're in Taiwan, we're in China, we're in Korea, we're in Japan. We just talk about the cities that we're in. And everybody seems the same. I mean, it's very leveling too, that we're a city format. Let's forget about countries.
Yeah, I also said this exact speech you had now on the border with France, but they anyway asked me about my passport. So just a good philosophy. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. You just say you're from Vологde, you know, and that should be enough. You know, don't mention Russia. You know, it's the same here. You know, we're just from Tokyo. You know, that should be enough.
Okay, so two fast questions from our chat. Have you ever been to Russia?
Yes, yes. So I've been to Moscow. I've been to Moscow twice, in fact. Yeah. So and it's a beautiful, again, it's a beautiful city. You don't realize how amazing it is, especially in the summer. Okay.
Yes, and you don't realize some places that you didn't see, but yes, we appreciate your view. So, and
Yeah, no,
maybe,
it's quite interesting. It's quite interesting how European it seems, and classical, and you know, the images that you get in the West when I was growing up were not the places I went to see, you know, and so the connection with Europe and the connection with classical architecture is incredibly strong, obviously, when you know the history. But yeah, fantastic country.
yeah, and also we have a question about some tips to make a great Pecha-Kucha presentation. Everyone is just impressed, so maybe your secret hidden tip.
Yeah, I think the key thing is the image is everything. There's no need to put any text on the on the images. I put some text on some of those, but there shouldn't be any bullet points. And the image should say everything. And I generally have 2 sentences for every image, okay? And I have no notes. So you should rehearse and do it without, there's no good looking at notes. You need to be able to just go from the slide triggers those sentences. And if you mess up, don't worry, just keep going and it's fine. The only tip is that it seems to go twice as fast when you're doing it live that it does when you're practicing. So we say you go into, we call it the Pecha-Kucha bubble when you go on stage. And because you can't, there's no going back. And you pop out at the other end and you wonder what you've said. You know, it's kind of quite interesting. So as I say, it feels like 3 minutes when you're doing it live. And it's amazing that you've been talking for 6 minutes.
All right. So we have a final question for you, but it will be a tough one. Do you watch TED and do you like it? And which kind of formats you like the most? And now it's a battle, Pecha-Kucha or TED?
Okay, so look, TED is fantastic. And anything that gets people out talking about their passion and what they do is fantastic. And as I said earlier, TED is very different to Pecha-Kucha. TED is very top down. So famous people, generally people that have got a book deal, they're generally well-known people before they go on stage is one thing. And also TED really isn't a format. It's only open mic and a few images. Sometimes it's more about the personality of the speaker than it is about the image. Whereas Pecha-Kucha is very much about the image, and it is a format. It's not just an open mic, 9 minutes, 18 minutes, or whatever. The TED has very different, several formats. But it's Pecha-Kucha is definitely a format. 20 slides, 20 seconds. The image is everything. The speaker is off to the side or up in the top right-hand corner, like we are tonight. And we don't really want to. Yes, the speaker is obviously important, but we want the image to be everything, and that's the difference. And it's a very Zen form of presentation, yeah, where the image is very still. And 20 seconds is a very long time. If you're quiet for 20 seconds, it feels like an eternity. We've had speakers say, well, I'm now going to let the next 3 slides speak for themselves, which means they're not going to talk for a minute. And you think, oh, no. You know, because it's an eternity. When
it's a great performance for a magician to say that 3 slides will talk for themselves, and they actually talk.
So the answer is, you know, TED's fantastic. It's different to Pecha-Kucha. Some of our organizers also run TED events. So, but there's another little bit, I think, which is interesting about the 2 differences, is that our posters have become this amazing. If you go to the website, you can find all of our incredible posters that are made by the cities all around the world. And we're very flexible. Our brand can take the localization and the art from the cities. Some of these other formats, around the world, they're very strict. You know, don't do this, don't do that. You must have this. We're much more open and relaxed as long as you keep your 20 images, 20 seconds an image. You know, you can add a lot of local color to the event and to the posters.
Yes, and now we have a founder of TED coming up to our stream. No, just kidding. So, Mark, am I allowed? Hello. Am I allowed to say Pecha-Kucha as I say it, or you pronounce it Pechok-cha?
Okay, yeah. Let's just do that a little bit. So, in Japanese, we say Pecha-kucha.
Pecha-kucha.
Yeah, it's just abbreviated slightly. There's lots of words like that in Japanese. And as I say, it's the sound of chit-chat, Pecha-kucha. But everybody says Pecha-kucha or PK. And it's become kind of the charm point of the project. If we'd have called it Talk 20 or 20 by 20, we've got something really unusual. We're that presentation event you can't pronounce. And in a way, that's become kind of quite charming and lovely about the format. So just like all those Russian words I can't pronounce, it's just the same.
Yeah, all right. So it gets its localization in every country.
I have to also learn how to pronounce your city, Vologda. Is that right?
You can say how you want, but it's Vologda on the first.
Vologda.
Yeah, Vologda.
Okay. Vologda.
Right, and you
Very
actually
good.
said this like a real Vologodian with all O's.
Oh, really?
So welcome to our big family.
So we hope to come and see you in person very soon as well. Once we can travel again, it'd be great to come over and give you all a big hug.
Wow, that's great. Mark, thank you so much for
Thank you
coming to our
so
stream.
much for this. And hi to the fantastic city, and good luck to all the presenters tonight. It seems you've got a really amazing lineup. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you
Love from
so
Sophia.
much, and have a good night now.
Good
Bye-bye,
night. Okay.
bye-bye.
See you later.
Ooh, see you later, Mark. Okay. So that was our start, and our special guest, Mark, the founder of Pecha-Kucha. We need to move right to the next speaker, and we have some time to chat with, but with who? Let's ask our stream. Hey, stream, who is next? That's Samuana Matagi. Wow, Sam will come to our stream, and we need to call him in just few seconds. All right, I'll find him. Here you are, Sam. I see you. But now we all should see you on our stream. Let's call him. Dancing. Hey.
Hello.
Hello, Sam. Hello.
How are you? Hi, how are you doing?
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm watching the stream, but you're still on the first speaker there.
Yeah, we have some latency, but you can just mute the stream
Okay.
right now, and we can perform live here on Skype. But everyone will see all your words and movements. Okay, Sam,
Okay.
how was your day?
It's good. We just woke up. It's 9:40 in the morning here.
Were you sleeping in a short?
No, I was not sleeping in this shirt. I put it on because I like to put on a nice clothes for important stuff.
Yeah, thank you so much. We need people like you who can make our stream beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Do we need some preparations for your presentation, or we can just move right to it?
I've been practicing, so we should be able to just go into it.
Okay, so let me prepare everything for your performance. And
Okay.
I'll share you my screen so you will see actually your presentation now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see it? You see
Yes,
all my screen,
I
but
see it.
yeah, I'll
I see
just prepare everything for our viewers, and then we can perform. So we have Samuan Matagi here. Here is his title, and everything we need to do is relax on our sofas and give him big applause after he will finish. So, Sam, are you ready?
Yes.
So, something
go ahead.
before the stream?
No.
Okay, let's start your presentation in 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Okay, so I was born as your average kid from Salt Lake City, Utah, and I'm the oldest of 4 kids. I love to play basketball and a lot of sports, and a lot of the sports I loved was with my hands. I graduated at Utah State University with a degree in broadcast journalism. And as I'm going around the country, I've noticed a lot of people come up to me and say, "Hey, you look like somebody. Do you know who it is? Do you know who I think it is?" And I'm guessing Hugh Jackman, because they always tell me I look like Hugh Jackman. I worked for the local television stations as a video editor, and I learned that in college, but I changed my career path to building power lines and working on power lines. I followed my brother into that career path. He was making more money and able to pay the bills. And then my brother had an accident on August 27th, 2008. He made electrical contact, and because of the electrical contact, he suffered burns to where he had to amputate his right arm. His pole partner passed away in the accident. And I had a choice there. I could quit or continue. I decided to continue. However, to my dismay, the December 13th, I was in an accident, and I remember that it didn't hit me until I got home. I cried a lot, and I lost my identity. I thought my identity was in my hands, and at that stage, I was in a stage of learned helplessness. So when we suffer trauma, we sometimes can be in a stage where we think, "Oh, I can't do anything," and it cycles downward. But it's important to look for something you can do in that trauma. So even in this COVID trauma, let's look for something we can do. 9 years later, I'm able to do a lot of sports that involve hands: wakeboarding, fishing, rock climbing, and specifically basketball. I'm able to play basketball. That's the sport I love. And I'm also to do new sports, and I've also received awards. I've been on billboards, buses, and magazines, even one magazine that's, I think, is German, but I don't know. Someday I'll go over there and they'll recognize me, and I'll be like, "Oh, I don't know where you know me from." And then I got involved in snowboarding. I never snowboarded before in my life. It's interesting. I live in Utah, and I've never snowboarded, but I put a lot of work into it, and I became number 8 in the world in a bank slalom. And then I made a YouTube channel where I taught people how to use these prostheses, because I just didn't want them to be as depressed as I was, not knowing what to do or how to use these hands. That gave me a good feeling inside. Resilience is what I used, and resilience is the capacity to get back up quickly and to recover really fast. And I may have been somewhat fast, but I used a lot of different things to tap into that resilience. One of them is hope. Hope is greater than learned helplessness. I talked about learned helplessness before, but we need to find hope and choose hope. Once you choose hope, anything is possible. Christopher Reeves said that. And it took me a while, but I chose hope. Humor also helps to tap into your resilience. I know a lot of people come and ask me, hey, what happened to your hands? And I always tell them, especially if they're little kids, you know that sign that says, don't put your hands up in a roller coaster ride? Yeah, that's what happened to me. But then I laugh and I tell them,